I know I haven't been live for a little bit. I'm just going through like some health stuff and some anxiety, dealing with some of that. Actually, I'm having a panic attack, anxiety attack right now. And so I decided to just live in the moment, take some time to paint and breathe, listening to some music, just try to chill out. So, if you feel like maybe you're struggling with some anxiety as well, I hope you'll join me and hang out with me. Alright, so here lately I've been, kind of trying to figure out what my next art project or piece will be. And I've kind of decided that I want to do another multimedia, mixed media piece. And so, let me show you. I got this cardboard box. I've taken all of the like flaps off on one side. I've glued the inside down, and I've got stuff weighing it down so the glue will make sure it's flat. And then I've created some little watercolor pieces. So it's going to be like a diorama basically. So I've got these little mushroom pieces that I did in watercolor. Like, how cute are these guys? So I did that. I made these clouds with rainbow rain. So I got like 3 of them. How cute are those? So did that. I did several of these little paintings the other day just for funsies. And, I can use them in this piece, I can use them in other pieces, but I'll have them for whatever, project down the line. Little mushrooms. These are all in watercolor paint. A little sunflower. This, I really love how this turned out. It's the moon. Kind of, an abstract-y type moon. And then I did dragonflies. And I don't know if y'all can tell, but they shimmer. I did like a metallic watercolor shimmer paint on these. So they've got a little sheen to them, which is pretty cool. Did that. I did like some little botanical stuff too. So leaves. I really love how that turned out. Like, that's really cool. All in watercolor. And I can use these for my mixed media art pieces. So really excited about that. I could, put them in collages. I could, just put them on canvas, wood, just about anything. Hi, welcome, welcome. Welcome, Alex. How are you? Butterfly I did. Just showing little watercolor pieces that I've done. Little abstract type flowers. So yeah. So working on a bigger piece in the grand scheme of things. So all, not all of those, but some of those pieces will go into this art that I'm creating right now. So basically like a little diorama. Right now what I'm wanting to do is create like a rainbow, and then I'll cut around the rainbow when I'm done with that, and that'll also go into my piece. So I gotta remember to do the paper long ways so it'll fit in the box that I've already pre-cut for all of this. So let's see if I can do a rainbow on this piece of paper. Like, hopeful much, like, come on. But no, I've just been struggling with some anxiety here lately. Got some stuff going on, and I've just decided I need a break from all of that, and so I'm going to slow it down and do some art. Oh, thank you so much for the subscription. I really appreciate that. Thank you. My hair is a mess. It is like raining and humid, and so I decided just to wear a hat today. But thank you. I appreciate it. Alright, let's get going. I got my water and my paint over here. Let's see if I can do this. I might need a bigger brush. Hang on, let me see what I can do here. Maybe I'll try with this one. We'll just see. Why not? So this is a synthetic squirrel hair brush, and so what happens is it'll hold the water better than like a regular, like cheap kind of watercolor brush. And so I'm going to use this brush to try and help create a rainbow. Just going to put my water across here. I got a fan going. It's kind of warm today. Hopefully it doesn't dry out my water too much. Dry out my paper too much. How's everyone doing today? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Okay. Okay, put my red down. Get that smoothed out. Now I'm going to rinse my brush and come over here and grab some orange. So I'm going to try and do the Roy G. Biv red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet kind of deal to make my rainbow. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Hope y'all are having a good week. The week is over though, right? Just about. And it is weekend time, baby. Get to enjoy the weekend. Alright, so then we got some orange going. Next is some yellow. Let me know if the music's too loud. I had it turned up a little bit because of my air conditioner was running. Yeah, I haven't been doing lives too much in the past couple of weeks. Just been having a lot going on. I had to do some stuff, you know, get my health taken care of. And then I've had like some family drama going on. It's been really stressful. So, just been kind of focusing on chilling out and trying to feel better and figure out what I need to do next. My dream for the world. Whew, peace. I wish peace for everybody. For sure. Thank you. I appreciate the subscription. Alright, I'm going to add some more water. Get some green up in here. I like kind of a limey type green for my rainbows. I know some people like doing a grass type green, but I really like the lime color. Okay, that's fun. On to the next. I usually do like a turquoisey aqua kind of blue for the blue. Just kind of like a personal type preference. Thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all got plans for the weekend? I might try to go to the craft store and just look around. See what I can see. Other than that, just chilling out with my family. My husband works all week, so I really enjoy getting to spend time with him. Alright, one more color. Do some purple up in here. Up in here, up in here. What up, Anissa? Welcome, welcome. I appreciate you being here. And I hope you're having a good day. Now, I'm not too worried about, like, if I do the edges a little messy, because I'm going to be cutting it out. So, it doesn't have to be perfect. Plus, art doesn't have to be perfect for it to be fun or good, or, you know, you get some sort of benefit from it. I always tell people that, you know. It's really good for stress to just come and paint or draw or anything arty. It doesn't have to be perfect for you to get a benefit from it. So, alright, so there we go. There's my rainbow. I'll let that dry and then I'll cut it out. So I'm just going to set that aside. Make sure, well, I really don't want it to drip on stuff, so I'm just going to try and set it where it won't drip on stuff. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint like a background, because the diorama has like layers, right? So the very back will be my sky. So now I'm going to paint a sky. This is 140-pound weight watercolor paper. It's really thick, really durable, and I like it because of that. So like if you add like multiple layers of water, it doesn't tear up the paper easily, and that's really what you want. You want a quality watercolor paper when you paint. Alright, so it doesn't matter how I put it, but I think I'll probably just do it this way. Get to painting my sky. Alright, so what I'm going to want to do is get the brush nice and juicy, and then come over here, and just as quickly as I can. I'm going to have to work quick because you don't want the water to dry out. So just going to move and do it in sections. I'm going to do it in sections. Alright. Well, let's see, what colors can I use for a sky? There's a little bit lighter blue. Let's see how that goes. Alright, just going to move that around. Probably going to want to do it a little bit darker and heavier at the top, and kind of lighten up as I go down. Alright, just going to pull that color down a little bit. It's okay, my paper will like kind of bend and bow up a little. That's okay, it's just getting all that water soaked in, and it's going to do that. Perfectly normal. Some people tape down their paper, and you can do that if you wanted, but I like to move my paper around as I paint, so I don't usually do that very much. Just like put some paint down like that, get some more water, just kind of move it around. I can show you a neat trick for clouds too, if you wanted to make clouds. So you get some paper towels, tear off some, kind of wad it up just a little bit, and then you come in here and kind of bounce it around and remove some of that paint, and you're left with like some white patches. I don't know how well y'all can see that, but you're left with like some white patches, and that could be your cloud. So it's something that you could do to make clouds. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I started watercolor painting right around when the pandemic started. I started, getting into it a little bit more, trying to teach myself how to do it. Everyone's stuck at home and learning new skills and stuff like how to make bread and things like that. And I decided, it would be fun to learn how to watercolor. So I started teaching myself. And then 2022 comes around, my mom passes away. And I decide that I'm going to start going to the park to paint. And, to help with that grief and just healing through like childhood trauma. And it really helped with that. So I've been just doing watercolor painting ever since. Here lately I've been working on like multimedia. So like I'll sculpt and I'll paint. So I'll mix all of these mediums together to create a piece. Yeah. So you can go back and look at my videos and see what I'm talking about. You can see some of my multimedia pieces. Yeah, I did like a heart with wings. Is one of my most recent ones, and it was on exhibition for a few months, and I have it back now. And now I have another piece that was like flowers with eyes, and there's like a hummingbird hovering over it. So yeah. It varies. A lot of times I will try to stream like Tuesdays and Thursdays around 10:30 in the morning. I haven't been lately because of just how I've been feeling and everything, but decided to just come on. So thanks for hanging out with me. But yeah, typically it's on Tuesdays, Thursdays, but like 10 in the morning, Central Time. I'm in Texas, so Central Time. Alright, so there is my sky kind of background. Ooh, that was loud. Sorry about that. And I think it's still pretty wet up here, so I might try and move some of this paint around even more. Alright, I think that's pretty good. I like it. Alright, so now we just need to let that dry. And then I can cut it to the shape that I need and add it to my box for my diorama. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out. Alright, so there's my rainbow. There's my sky. So I'll wind up layering them in the box. And there will be space in between. They're not going to be like exactly stacked on top of each other. I will have a space in between. Alright, so I think that's probably dry enough. I can start cutting that to the shape that I want. Set this aside, let it dry. Alright, so this is the box. that it's going to go in. Right now I had stuff stacked in it to weigh down little flaps inside, because what I wound up doing was cutting a piece for that center that's just kind of open and gluing it in there, and then I glued down these flaps too, so it'll be perfectly flat and my paper can sit in there. Yeah, I'd wanted to go to Michael's and see if I could find a box, but decided that I was just gonna make the box myself. I know it's backwards, but it says, my shirt says, "People, what a bunch of bastards." I hope I don't get a violation for that. But yeah. It's from a TV show called the IT, what was it, the IT Crew or something like that. Yeah, it was from a TV show. Alright, so that's going to go in there. The sky will go in there. Alright, so to measure this, what I'm going to do is flip it over and put the box over it, and then I'm going to like mark where it is, so then I know where to cut. Alright, so just going to line it up where I think it should go, and I'm going to just mark it up. And I have a paper cutter, so I think I'll just use it instead of scissors. That way I can get an absolute straight line. Also, I want to make sure I'm not cutting off the top of my rainbow. Well, maybe, okay. Alright, so I'm just gonna leave that top line, I think. Come back in here and remeasure. Remeasure. You know, just redraw those lines to make sure they're where I want them to be. Okay, stand up for this. Thank you. Yeah, I've been doing art pretty much my whole life, but I've been doing it more professionally for like the past 20 years. It's like a labor of love. I love art. It means a lot to me. Alright, so I think about right there would probably be good. Just going to line it up and make sure that that mark that I put will work. Okay, looks like it might be a little bit wider than I need, but that's okay because I can cut it down. I'd rather leave it too long than too short. Let's hope it's not too short. Yeah, it is too long, so I'm going to cut just a little bit more. Do that until it fits. I know there's probably a better way to do this, but I don't care. That's how I'm doing it. I'm not really big in measuring tape and stuff like that. I do a lot of eyeballing, that kind of thing. I will use a measuring tape sometimes, but not always. Right, I might cut just a little bit more and then just call it good. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Yeah, I would like to go to art school. Yeah, see, there's a little bit of a bow to it, but you kind of get the idea of what it will look like once it's in place in there. Okay, do that. Get my scissors back out. Oh man. Honestly, I'd have to say it's probably the piece that I'm working on or the piece that I did last. And I know that probably sounds like really lame, but you know, I tend to fall in love with like what I worked on. Maybe not as I'm doing it. Sometimes I'm really critical of myself and I'll walk away and then I'll be like, oh man, that actually turned out way better than I thought. Sometimes you just need a minute, you know. But up here is a sculpture that I did from paper mache, and she's a bubblegum blowing llama. She's pretty cool. I like her. I know you probably can't see that right there, but that is a watercolor llama that I painted. I really like that. Yeah. They're kind of, how I describe it, it's like my brain babies, if that makes any sense. Like my art is kind of like my children. Right? They're a part of me. I put a lot of love and joy into them, and they mean a lot to me. So, yeah. I hope that makes sense. It doesn't sound cheesy. Alright, when I get done cutting this, I'll show you the plan for this diorama, what I'm going to do. Just doing little snips. I don't want to do big ones and then mess it up. Not too bad. Alright, so this is, remember I said I like to go paint in the park. So this is one of the times I went to paint in the park. I decided it'd be cool to like take pictures with some of my art supplies and then later like digitally add a rainbow. So there I am like painting a rainbow. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to like cut out me, and then I'll have like the rainbow, and then so there's going to be that rainbow. This will all fit in the box. And like I said, they're going to be spaced apart, so they're not going to be like perfectly flat. And I thought it'd be really cool to add these, my rainbow clouds, or clouds with rainbow rain. I thought that'd be really cool. I might add my heart with wings. I don't know. We'll see. And then I've got my watercolor mushrooms that I did too. So that's what I'm thinking. We'll just see how it goes. Thank you. Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with rainbows. I love rainbows. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I grew up, part of my childhood was spent in the country. Like, I lived in the country, and like we had like several acres of land that we lived on. And I remember going outside after a rainstorm, and it was just like so calm and peaceful and beautiful. And then like the most beautiful rainbow I'd ever seen like happened, and I've just been kind of obsessed with rainbows ever since. Plus, I grew up in like the 80s, and everything was like rainbow colored. I mean, think about it. There was She-Ra, Rainbow Bright, Care Bears, My Little Pony, all of that. So I've just always been a huge fan of rainbows. So I try to incorporate them in my art as much as I can. Either, you know, it's like vibrant colors or an actual rainbow will go in it. And sometimes I'll sneak little hearts into like little hidden hearts. You might not see it like straight away, but if you like really focus on the art, you might find my hidden heart. I do that a lot too. Let's see. Still just a little bit of a bow. Not much. So I'm going to trim it just a little bit more. I mean, not much at all. Okay. Boom. Yay. Alright, so now it fits. Sweet. I love it when a plan comes together. I'm so excited. Yeah, so I was thinking about, I tried to print this off myself. See, this is on my photo paper, so it's shiny. And my printer is a really sophisticated printer, and I don't exactly know how to use it. I should probably try and figure that out. But I haven't been able to get it printed the way I want. So what I'm thinking is I might use the people that I used to get this printed and have them print it on like nice paper and just do it that way. I really don't want to cut out my picture. It's kind of neat. And I don't know if that sounds egotistical or not, but I think it looks cool. So I need to get it framed up. Oh, my favorite landscape. I would say anything with mountains. I love mountains, rivers, streams, lakes. I love that. Pine trees. Oh my gosh, I'm a sucker for pine trees. Yeah, totally. Here, since you're asking me about some of my favorite things, let me turn this around and I'll show you those pieces I was talking about. Get the light turned on. Alright, so there's my bubblegum blowing llama made out of paper mache. She's called Queen Bubbles. And then there's the watercolor painting I was talking about. That's also a llama. You see, I got lots of llamas. They're kind of my thing. Yeah. Let's see, here's another bubblegum blowing llama that I did. She's made out of polymer clay. And she's the original. She's too heavy to hang. That's why she's on the shelf here. Because she started to crack. And it took me a while to figure out what could I do to make one that would hang. And there you go. Paper mache, it's lightweight. And so far so good. She's been doing alright up there. And here's some of my sculptures. I was talking about My Little Pony. I did this one. It's kind of like my custom dream type pony. She's made out of polymer clay too. And then here I did a later Hosen llama. See, and he's even got like a little beer stein that I made, all out of polymer clay. And then that llama, the artist llama, is based off of my logo. Yeah, and she's wearing Chucks. I don't know if you can tell that or not. But yeah. This is one of my newest pieces. I did this out of cardboard. Yeah. So that's also lightweight. And then this is made out of foam. And I sculpted that and painted it up and made like a conversation heart. But yeah, I like painting animals, rainbows, hearts, that kind of thing. Like I've done, let me see, so many watercolor paintings over the years. Hang on a second, bear with me. Alright. Lots of watercolor paintings. Just basically, the more you paint, the more you create, the better you'll get with practice. So I've done lots of practice when it comes to watercolor, and I still feel like I've just barely scratched the surface of, you know, what is possible. This one's probably one of my favorite Christmas ones. I don't know if y'all can tell, but the gold shimmers. Just some Christmassy stuff, and then some abstract-y type stuff. And this I did, there's some gold leaf in there, so that's why that shines. This I painted with actual rainwater. I went out, collected some rainwater, and then painted jellyfish. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, lots of practice. This is like a piece I did a few years ago. Just kind of like how I feel. Okay, so I have chronic illnesses, and this is how I feel on a bad day, like a pain day, where I'm really hurting. And this is like a day where I feel really good. I know, probably not the best painting, but I was just getting out my feelings and emotions. That's one thing I really like about art, is how it helps you cope through stuff. Oh, I wanted you to see that. Bubbles. Painted bubbles. So sometimes I have really bad anxiety, and I'll just come and paint like circles, and by the time I'm done, I have like a little piece of art, and it helps me feel better. And then you can add like little doodles to them too. Like I did an Easter type doodle on one. But I really like this one. So the cactus, the heart with wings. I love hearts with wings. I've been drawing hearts with wings since I was a teenager. Like some birthday art. Mushrooms, if you're into mushrooms. And some of these are available in my shops if anyone's interested. This one I painted a UFO abducting like a llama. Just for funsies. And starfish. I wanted this to look like a tide pool. So, you know, tide pools have a lot of life in them, and they're really messy. So that's kind of what I was going for with this one. More practice stuff. Another llama, like I was talking about. Little froggy that I did. Thanks so much for hanging out and taking an interest in what I do. I appreciate it. If you're into Halloween, I did that. A couple years ago. Yeah, I like to have Halloween lives. I'll go live on Halloween. I'll dress up in costume. I'll play Halloween music, and I paint, draw, whatever, and, you know, a Halloween theme. When I went to the park one time, I painted this. Just, I don't know, thought it was kind of cool looking. I'm working on flowers, trying to get better at painting flowers. You would think flowers would be easy. I don't think they're very easy to paint. Let's see. Got a lot of art here. This is one of my newer pieces. I did a sea turtle with a starfish on his butt. So I had watched like a nature documentary, and I saw an actual real life like sea turtle that had a starfish on his butt, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to paint that. So I got a little starfish on his booty. And this is one I just painted the other day, the moon. And it shimmers. I painted in metallic paint, so there's some gold, and it shimmers. But yeah, seeing, just painted doggies. This dog is mine. His name is Bones, and he passed away a couple years ago. He was just the sweetest, most colorful character you'd ever meet. He was such a good boy. So yeah, I do pet portrait commissions if anyone's interested in this kind of style. Just fun, colorful, and a really cool, like, keepsake for you to have. Oop, hang on. It's sliding. But I can also do it in, like, you know, more natural colors too. But really my style is more like this, just really vibrant, bright colored. And I do cats too. Cats and hats. Well, thank y'all so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for engaging with me. I really appreciate it. You know, sometimes I do these lives and, you know, they're not that busy, and so, you know, I wind up talking to myself. It's way better when I get to talk to people. So thank you so much for showing up and hanging out with me today. Please check out the link in my profile. Check out my shops. I really appreciate you so much. And once I get more work done on this diorama, I will definitely be sharing it and posting about it. Thank you again, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I'll see y'all soon. Take care, everyone. I hit the wrong button. Okay.